Hey, what's good, guys? It's Puma. I'm going to show you guys how I got such good results for this raid weekend specifically, and just pretty much how you should be thinking, or at least how I think when I approach these bases. I'm just gonna go over a few that I have, right? So like Wizard Valley, I beat it in two attacks. Um, and Balloon Lagoon, I basically beat it in two attacks. I messed up on some unit placement, and I got the 99%. But overall, I was able to get that. So let me just go over the replays here and just show you what I did when approaching these kind of bases, right? So Wizard Valley, I like to approach this base with. I usually like to approach these districts with the unit that gets unlocked in the district. So Wizard Valley, you unlock super wizards. So therefore, that's usually the strength of how to beat it. I like to think of it like that, but it's not always true. So don't quote me. So when looking at this base, I love to take giants and wizards and just kind of lead them up here to the core and have them demolish everything in here. Because after that, you can then take something like a warship or mountain golem and just have it just clean up everything around the base. So in order to do that first, if you were to place a super wizard right here, it's gonna go immediately over here, and then you're just gonna waste them. So first you gotta clear the funnel. So I like to take barbarians because it's the cheapest troop that you can use. Rage barbarian right here and right here to take that out, and then they're gonna go and go ahead and clean up like whatever buildings, and then you should be good to focus your troops down the middle. So let's see that come into play here. I put a barbarian on the left, barbarian on the right, boom boom, and then as you can see I can start my army here in the middle. They even take out some extra buildings, so I kind of waited just to make sure that happens. I like to put the battling ram first because they're a good form of tank before the super giants take the hit. They can take a hit and break the wall at the same time, so it's very valuable. I like to take the skeleton balloons because they really strong. It's almost like a it's almost like a witch or like a skeleton spell where they do a lot of good distracting for the buildings, and in clumps they do a lot of damage. When the balloons break too, they do a lot of damage as well. So I like to just sometimes take one or two depending on the situation. So I go ahead and do that there. As you can see, the giants split up here, the wizards split up here, more giants over here. I don't know what's going on here, so I kind of just do what I can. But overall, remember the main game plan was to take out this core, and they did that exactly, and they're getting more. I have a wizard left over here, so I decide to actually just place it here. And if I don't do anything with the lightning, it'll just die. So I use the lightning to stun the targets, and then it's able to take out a cannon. So boom, first attack, that's 41%, great attack. And now let's look at the second half of that, how I get 60% and clean that up. So my thinking here is I like to take two warships with a rage spell. It is really strong. Low Top showed me how to do this. So the way I look at it, like I said, this whole part of the base got cleared out. So all that's left defense wise is this, right? So this is a easy pathing if you send both your warships from this direction, because they're just going to go straight through the base with no problems. And then the rest of the army you take, like the three barbarians, you could also take like minions. You can also take a balloon, battling rams, whatever cleanup you can, because the warships only target defense. So you need to take cleanup, and just be patient with all of them. So let's press play, and let's look, right. So like I said, the warships are gonna go down that clear path, down right here, right. And the biggest thing that most people worry about are these single target infernos, right? How do you deal with them? Well, it's actually very easy. The lightning spells are what counters the single target inferno, because the lightning spells stop the single target infernos. It freezes it and resets its charge up time. So as you can see, as Inferno is targeting the warship, I use the lightning spells, and now it retargets the skeleton that are flying out of the warship. And by the time it starts redirecting, it's already taking damage, and now it dies. Right? My warship takes a little bit, but look at its health. It's still very healthy. So nice. So that's how you deal with that. And I have the second lightning to deal with the second inferno coming up. There's a lot of archers here, so I decided to just use a rage spell just to clear out all of these units. I know I use a barbarian somewhere in the back just to, clean that out. But look, the inferno's coming again, so now we're super patient. I see a skeleton's on the way right here, so now we can use a lightning to interrupt. And now the skeleton are all distracted. I mean, the inferno's distracted with the skeleton, and boom, takes it out. And now the rest of the base is easy. The rest of the base is super easy to take out here. And that's it. I'm going to do a little quick speed up just so we could, get through this. I use a barbarian up top to clean up. And look at how patient I'm being with the second barbarian that I have. Or the third, I think now. I still don't place it down even though all the defense are taken up, because I do not want to time fail. I need to make sure this barbarian cleans any building that's on the opposite side of the map. So there's a building here, and I just want to make sure that whatever my troops don't go for, it goes for. So boom, I place it there, and now none of my units are forced to go all the way to the left. They're gonna go right to the middle, right down here, and that should be the 3-star in 2 attacks. Look at this raid card. The raid card wants to get out. He's like, no, I don't want no part of this. This is nonsense. That's funny. Okay. So yeah, boom. 60% in 2 hits. So that's kind of like how you deal with these bases. So that was Wizard Valley. Let me show you Balloon Lagoon and how I dealt with this one. So Balloon Lagoon, typical default setup. Remember, Balloon Lagoon, that means you want to use balloons, or in this case, I prefer air units, because there's a giant lake that your air units could just kind of traverse. So what I like to do here is either go for these infernos first and take them out the way, or go along the side where it's not so damaging and create a path for my second attack. So that's exactly what I decided to do. I know if I do the double warship here, they're going to split off. One is going to go left, one's going to go right. And then look at this. Look at all the cannons. There's nothing that's going to stop the warship here. And by the time the warship gets over here, we have lightning spells to deal with these. Okay? And then the warship that's going to the right, we have the rage spell to help clear this out. So the goal of this first one is really to just kind of create the path over here, so that way when we deal with this, it's going to be a clear path for the warships to go in again. So let's start this up. And remember, here's where I mess up too, is because I take a balloon and I deploy it way too early. You want to use your extra troops for funnel and cleanup. That's really where you want to use it. So boom, I place the double warships. So they're going to go for the cannon, do its thing. Right? And then they split up like we talked about. And boom, I placed the balloons to try to go for this. And they end up going for the other one and just dying immediately. At least they took out that rapid anti-air thingy. But that's not exactly where I wanted it to be. So boom. There goes the rage spell to take down, these anti-airs, these buildings. But, these rockets are really just going to do damage. I'm not expecting this one to get far. That's not the real priority. So let's zoom out a little bit. The real priority is the one on the left, right? So I see that it's taking out the first anti-air. And once it starts getting distracted by the skeleton, I use the lightning to reset. Boom, another skeleton's coming out. Now I have more time before it attacks the warship again. So therefore, I take minimal amount of damage. So that's really how you want to think when you're using these lightning spells. Don't just randomly throw it on the other side of the map. You want to make use of them. So now that's it. I did my plan. I took out this part for the warship, and this warship's going to take out these cannons. Um, now, what was I gonna say here? Now, I do get a lot more than what I originally planned for, right? So like, let's look at this warship. How much he has left? Nothing to do with watch. I'm just gonna fast forward here. Takes out the anti-air. Takes out the archer. Skeleton's still going. Takes out another cannon. This is like really nice. Cool. Skeleton even come out to clean up exactly what I said we should be bringing. Skeleton actually did that job for us, so that's actually really great. And takes out a wall too. Cool. So let's look at the second attack and see how I 3-star this, or almost 3-star it. Getting another 60% to do this. So pausing it here, I'm going to take another warship and just look at the path that we created in the first one, right? This whole section was taken out. And now this leaves a clear and easy pathing down the middle. You see how that works? So all you have to do is put the warship right here together, and now together they're gonna just rip apart the rocket balloon by itself and just really just go through this whole compartment. So let's watch that play out. And while that's going, you notice I take barbarians and battling rams this time. This is so they could start clearing. So you see I put the barbarian on the bottom, and I'm using it as a wall breaker right now. It's just going to attack the wall. That's all I wanted to do for now. Just get me more space so I could deploy in a bit. So now, as you can see, the warships are going. I know this is the heaviest range of DPS, so I put a raid spell right there so these guys could battle the rocket properly. So let's see. I deploy... No, that was it. Yeah, okay. So the barbarian dies there, and I have 2 battling rams, and you're about to see the major error coming up soon. I should have held them throughout the whole attack, but I used one right here to break that wall. Why? I don't know. I shouldn't have done it. I should have held on to it, and I could have even taken a different troop. I could have just took archers, if I really wanted to. But yeah, so warships going on as planned. They're going to keep going. We fast forward just a little bit. And I used my other battling ram right here. And that was the mistake part 3. The rockets and those 2 battling rams are 3 mistakes. And because of that, it cost me the 99%. The trap took out the barbarians when the skeleton were right here. I didn't need to deploy it. So let's see. So remember, Inferno Towers coming right up. The skeleton are coming out, so I go ahead and deploy that lightning. Now they're both redirected, and now that they're redirected, it's already half health by the time it targets the warship again. So it's already too late. The top warship dies because of the anti-air, unfortunately. But again, using the lightning spell, I'm able to coordinate this warship to take out the Inferno. Skeleton spell's in the way. I doubt the warship gets the anti-air here just because of the placement. The battling ram would have been perfect at this scenario too. Just I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, so the skeleton come out. They're gonna go ahead and beat up the wall. I'm just gonna do this times 2 since it's like watching paint dry. Yeah, so they go ahead and do that and pause it. The skeleton that were over here before actually end up going over here to start cleaning up. So I'm like, oh man, I'm running out of time here. Only 20 seconds. The big group is coming. Don't worry, we got this, guys. 10 seconds. We got this. What happens? Giant bomb. And that's it. Just town hall left. That's super unfortunate on my end, but this is really informative in terms of like how you should be attacking, because these are great solid attacks. I do another one at Golem Quarry. I could just show this. This is not my best attack. I was kind of just testing something with the Hog Riders and Frost Spell. So how I like to think about this is the same thing. I like the Mountain Golem to just go all the way across from here, and using the cleanup troops to like take out the rest. So that's exactly what I do here. The Frost Spell, I noticed that these 2 buildings are touching each other. 2 critical buildings of this whole base defense are the rockets and the X-bow. So if 2 are touching each other, that's perfect for the Frost Spell to freeze it up. So I went ahead and froze that up. So for the second attack, they should be good to go. But like I said, this was more of a test than anything. So um, I really could have probably just 3-starred this in 2 attacks if I took a raid spell and did the warships and all that stuff. But I like the mountain golem here. Like I said, golem quarry. It should be assigned to use your mountain golem. I really like to think of it that way. So let's see. I use barbarian to help speed up the process. I should have saved it. I used a hog. Let me slow this down. I use a hog riders to focus on this top area, so that way, when it's done, all I would have left is kind of like this area. And I feel like the mountain golem or the double warship could easily just finish that off. So boom, I can tell the golem's not going to get too much farther here. Like I said, ×2 the speed. I have one more hog rider left. I forgot the hogs don't go over this mountain here, but the flyers do. So I just completely messed that up. So yeah, but still, even with all those mess ups, it's still 45% on that base. And let's look at how I do my second attack. So for this one, my plan was I'm like, okay, I have a clear path here, and there is kind of a clear path here as long as this top side gets taken out. So I was like, okay, I can probably just put a super dragon up here and use the skeleton barrel over here to help take those out. And that'll be like really good. So the mountain golem could just focus on this. And so that was the original plan. And I have another frost spell to deal with this, because that is a lot of DPS in that little corner. So let's see how that plays out. I put the mountain golem as planned. Like I said, here's the plan just so we could draw it out. Frost spell goes down. I wonder if I should speed this up or not. Yeah, let's speed it up a little bit. Speed it up, have him walk a little bit. Takes out his stuff. Alright. So I put the barrel down, and then it goes down here. And I was like, oh no, that's not what I wanted. And so yeah, the super dragon does its thing, but it's really the skeleton barrel that I needed to like do right, because now they just get obliterated. So it was a waste of 15 troop space. So that's unfortunate. But either way, at least 2 out of the 3 things are doing good here. So yeah, the golem does go upward, and I guess that's fine, but it's not going to get me the 3-star. I need it to be perfect, 3 stars, you need to have everything perfect. So yeah, so let's fast forward here. They go down a little bit, clear this stuff out. Super Dragon just takes a ton of damage, and now the rocket is gonna shoot it. It goes down, and unfortunately, this is just gonna be a low percentage for whoever is gonna attack it third. So let's see, boom. But you see how slow the rocket is shooting because of the frost spell, right? I really like the frost spell when there's a lot of DPS in there. I feel like it works really well. But yeah, okay. So then that's it. It dies, and then whoever attacks it third cleans it up. But anyway, that's how I attack, guys. I really hope this helps. Please let me know what you think. Just hit me up on Discord, and I could help you to strategize just like this, the way I'm doing it. So hope this helped, guys. Peace.